Hello, all you new virtual workers. My name is Damon Thurkeldson. I'm a Forest Service employee that works for the Rocky Mountain Research Station. I'm based north of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and I work for a unit called Human Performance and Innovation and Organizational Learning. Our unit is largely virtual, so we've been doing this virtual from my home game for roughly 5 years now. I've been doing it for 4.5, and I want to share some lessons that I've learned over the last 4.5 years with you that might help you in your workday as you transition to this whole new environment from many of us working from home right now. And it's a learning curve, and it does take us time to learn to work from home, but it's not an impossible task. And the biggest thing is to connect with others during this time. It's very easy to isolate when you work from home. When I first started working from home, I found that I was able to get a lot of work done very quickly and very easily. I wasn't having the constant disruptions as before when I worked in an office, and I plowed through the day. But I found I needed to slow down. I needed to integrate interruptions in my day that were positive for me. The very first thing that I do each day, though, is I get dressed. After I take a shower, I get fully dressed as if I'm going into an office. That includes putting on shoes for me so that I feel like I'm going to work as a part of that. That made the biggest difference for me. We joke a lot about that these virtual workers like myself, we just sit at home in our jammies and we telesleep all day. But we're very productive. And if we can set these things into place for ourselves, we find it works out pretty good as a part of it. In addition to getting my day started, I actually come into my office a little bit early. I have an area set aside for my laptop, and it's not a big, expansive area. It doesn't need to be. For you, it may be your kitchen table. Maybe it's up in your bedroom and you've just set up an ironing board or a folding table for a temporary work environment so that you can have that peace and quiet. But whatever it is, make it work for you. Build it around what's going to work for your work environment as a part of that. Another part for me is coming in, getting my computer started, because we all know the IT gremlins are out there and they're going to bamboozle your day however they can. So before I even get my day started, I start up my computer. I go and I get my water bottle filled and I come back and I log on. And sometimes it doesn't log on the first time, and I require multiple restarts to do that. And that's just part of what it is working from home. It's part of when you even work from an office at times. You're going to have these IT gremlins that happen. You may have power outages that happen throughout your day. You may lose internet access, and VPN does periodically go down on you. And you just have to figure out ways to work through it. There's always a workaround, but the biggest thing that I found is to communicate with my coworkers and my supervisor of what's going on, particularly if I have a power outage. Generally, my texting is work, and I'm able to send off a text to my supervisor. Hey, power is out, don't know when it'll be back on. Reading a book that's pertinent to my job, or maybe my laptop battery has enough left in it that I can keep going for a little bit and get some files organized, or work on a Word document or something else that doesn't require internet connectivity as a part of that. So you just kind of learn to find workarounds as a part of it. Working from home right now is probably a lot different for you because you may have a significant partner at home with you now. You may be living with a roommate. Maybe you have children, and maybe even your pets are kind of excited to see you home and they're just not used to it. So there's this big shift in what's going on. My family and I, we homeschool our boys, so that added a unique element for us as a part of this too, and that we had to establish boundaries early on. And that would be something that I would encourage each of you to do, is to, number one, establish a routine, but also establish boundaries that go with that routine. And it's a routine that works for your whole community that you have going on. For us, it's, the boys, my boys, they start homeschool roughly the same time that I start work, and our day kind of coincides with each other throughout that. Throughout the day, interruptions can happen from these new entities because you're available and you're easy access as a part of that. And just like when you're in the office, sometimes they happen, and that's okay. Don't beat yourself up too much about it. I always try to keep those interactions brief and get back to my day. If I have something really important going on, though, I have a tag that I put on my door, and that tag kind of works as a stop sign. Maybe I'm on a webinar where I'm interacting with people, and my boys know, hey, stop, Dad's got something really important going on. And they will take a moment and disappear, and they'll come back later in the day when that tag isn't there. The key for me is to remember to take that tag off so I don't have that stop sign going all day for them. Another big part is having lunch together. That's become part of our daily routine is we have lunch together, and that also has created boundaries in that they know not to come into my work day during that time and to save it till lunch or until I'm off work and we have dinner together as a part of that. And that's made a big difference, as a part of that meal together. Also throughout the day, I take frequent breaks and I go for walks. I recently just had a pretty obtrusive back surgery, so I can't walk as far as I would like. Right now it's limited less than a quarter of a mile, but it's something. I'm able to roll up my sleeves and get that vitamin D from the natural sunshine. I'm able to get that fresh air that I need to revitalize my day as a part of it. And in my office, I also have this window behind me, and I will crack it throughout the day to get fresh air going through this. Your work environment can be very stuffy at times. It's one you're not used to when you're working from home, and that made a big difference for me too, is just being able to crack a window, get some fresh air going as a part of it. I also get up frequently and I stand, I sit as part of my day, just movement throughout the day. I also have an exercise ball that I purchased, and I sit on that to kind of keep myself moving because it's very easy to get just kind of concentrating on your day and forgetting that you need to stop at some point. And that's another boundary that I've had to set for myself is, hours. I will start at a certain time and I will end at a certain time. And when I end at that certain time, I take my work phone, I take my laptop, I put them together and I set them aside. My coworkers know that if it's a deep emergency, they can call me on my personal phone and they can reach me that way if it's a big emergency. A lot of people tend to infringe upon our day, especially if we're only using our personal phone for work right now. I would encourage you to establish boundaries with those folks. Let them go to voicemail at first, pre-screen them a little bit. If it's something big, you can check that voicemail and they will say it's something big and then you can get back to them. Maybe they text you and they will let you know it's an emergency. Boundaries are one of the biggest things that I found from working from home because you could very easily be connected 24/7 now that you're working from home. So find some boundaries, find a routine, get outside, get fresh air, get some sunshine as a part of this. Get up and out of bed, get dressed for the day as you normally would. Maybe you've got some tips and tricks that are working from you. Please put them in the comments below to share with others that would like to take part of this conversation. If there's another video you'd like me to do or something else that's working from home, more than happy to do that and kind of share my experience. Maybe one of my other coworkers from HP and IOL might jump in on this too. But no, you're not alone. Don't isolate yourself. Take time to Skype throughout the day. Take time to, pick up the phone and talk to people. Do periodic FaceTime calls. Do video calls. Let people see your face as a part of this. Those are some of the biggest things that I've found that have helped me. Hope you're all doing great. We're going to get through this soon, and we'll be back to work in no time. We'll talk to you later.